Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're looking at one of the absolute most unsettling pieces of found footage lore out there, the Backrooms. Just imagine for a second, stepping off a curb or maybe leaning against a wall, and suddenly, you aren't on Earth anymore. You've fallen into a completely different, horrifying reality. Today, we're analyzing a specific, shaky, low-quality VHS tape that documents a terrifying descent into what's known as Level 0. It's a tape that starts with a panicked, heavy-breathing cameraman who realizes no rescue team is coming, and it places us right in the heart of the absolute unknown.
So, the terrifying concept that sets this entire nightmare into motion is known as no clipping. According to the footage, this is basically a glitch in reality itself. Gravity just fails. You literally drop right through the solid matter of the universe. In the tape we're analyzing, the cameraman explains that he simply fell through the floor of his own basement. One second he was in the safety of his home, and the next, he woke up in a completely alien environment. It really places you immediately in the shoes of someone who has been suddenly and inexplicably displaced from the physical world as we know it.
Section 1. Inside Level 0. The Infinite Lobby.
600 million square miles. That is the estimated size of Level 0. To put that massive, unbelievable figure into perspective, that is roughly 3 times the entire surface area of planet Earth. And it is entirely made up of randomly segmented rooms. There are absolutely no windows to the outside world. There's no doors leading to anywhere else. Just an impossible, overwhelming scale of empty, claustrophobic space that stretches on forever.
Now, this space completely defies the physical laws of our normal world. In our reality, matter's solid. We enjoy sunlight, and geometry actually makes logical sense. But in Level 0, matter's permeable, which is exactly how you no-clip into it in the first place. You have these dull, buzzing fluorescents instead of sunlight. And honestly, the absolute most terrifying part, the shifting geometry. The cameraman notes that he walked on a straight line for 4 straight hours just trying to find a perimeter wall. When he turned back around, the room he had just left was simply gone. The physical space actually shifts and changes when it's unobserved.
But it's not just the shifting walls that break you down. It's the intense sensory overload. The source footage paints a highly visceral picture of this environment. Every single surface is covered in the sickly, damp yellow carpet. And the smell? He describes it as old, rotten pool water, just a stagnant, suffocating odor. But the worst part of it all is the sound. There's a constant, droning hum from the fluorescent lights above. It is so loud and pervasive that the cameraman claims it literally feels like it's vibrating the teeth inside a skull.
Section 2. Surviving Mental Decay. The Psychological Toll.
Let's break down the brutal mechanics of survival here. First, that damp carpet, you definitely can't drink the water from it. It's highly toxic. Second, as we mentioned, you can't rely on a map because the geometry shifts. But then, the footage reveals a truly bizarre discovery. Sitting in the middle of a massive empty hall is a vending machine. It's completely unplugged, yet it's glowing. Inside are bottles of clear liquid labeled almond water. Desperate and parched, he remembers internet urban legends stating this is the only thing that keeps you sane here. He drinks it. It tastes like sweet, stale nuts, but remarkably, it temporarily stops the shaking in his hands. But the temporary relief of that almond water is immediately shattered by a chilling realization. Entering a slightly different room, he finds black shoe scuff marks on the floor. It looks exactly like someone was being dragged, and right there, sitting on the damp carpet, is an abandoned backpack. He is not the first person to wander this endless maze. Someone else was here, and it's pretty safe to assume they didn't make it out. Inside that abandoned backpack is a diary. Most of the pages are completely torn out, but the last entry is incredibly striking. It just repeats the exact same phrase hundreds of times. Shut up, shut up, shut up. And this brilliantly illustrates the mental toll we discussed earlier. The complete isolation, combined with that teeth-vibrating constant buzzing of the lights, literally drives the inhabitants to complete madness. And as your mind breaks down, the auditory hallucinations begin. The cameraman notes that you start hearing things in the silence. Voices. You might think you hear your own mother calling your name from the very next room. But there's a dire internet lore warning that goes along with this. If you're wandering Level 0 and you hear something nearby, it has definitely already heard you.
Section 3. Hunted by the Entity. The Sudden Threat.
The footage captures the exact terrifying sequence of an impending attack. Step 1, that constant deafening buzzing suddenly stops. Dead silence. Step 2, the fluorescent lights begin to flicker rapidly. The power in Level 0 is shifting. And step 3, out of the terrifying silence, a low, wet clicking sound echoes from a few rooms over. The entity has arrived.
Peeking around a yellow archway, he catches a glimpse of it in the rapid strobe light effect of the failing fluorescence. The entity. It's a tall, deeply distorted black silhouette. It has impossibly long, wire-like limbs, and it has no face. The audio in the tape picks up a horrific noise coming from it. A screeching, wet click that sounds exactly like heavy wire mesh being dragged aggressively across the floor.
Then the chase begins. The camera jerks into heavy motion blur. He is sprinting for his life through identical, claustrophobic yellow rooms. Because here's the most terrifying fact. The creature doesn't have eyes. It hunts blindly, tracking its prey entirely by sound. Every single booming footstep he takes on that damp carpet acts as a beacon, drawing the metallic screeching of the entity closer and closer as he desperately runs through the maze.
Section 4. Descending to Level 1. The Escape and the Void.
The cameraman trips. He falls. The flickering lights in the hallway completely die out, plunging everything into total darkness. He manages to crawl into a tiny, pitch-black crawl space under a wall. He turns off his light. He holds his breath as the clicking entity searches right outside. But inside that crawl space, there's an abrupt, shocking environmental shift. The endless, nauseating yellow motif of Level 0 is finally broken. He realizes he isn't resting on damp carpet anymore. The floor here is dark gray concrete, and the heavy smell of rotten pool water has been completely replaced by the sharp metallic scent of rusty iron.
He flicks his camera light on for just a split second. The light reveals a dark trap door on the concrete floor. Painted right on it are the words Level 1. As the entity outside violently bashes against the wall and shrieks, the horrifying realization sets in. Surviving Level 0 doesn't mean you get to go home. It just means you have to descend a ladder into a completely new nightmare.
The footage abruptly cuts to VHS static, which leaves us staring at a final, provocative question. What awaits in Level 1? We've seen the psychological decay and physical horrors of the lobby, but what could possibly be worse beneath it? I want you to really think about that as we wrap up today's explainer. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the architecture of nightmares. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and whatever you do, watch your step.